Tonight is the final night of group play in the in-season tournament. There's so much left to be decided. So what we're going to do is we're going to run you through all that is at stake. But I am warning you, my friends, this is a lot. I have a pen. I have a piece of paper. You're going to want one too. Get ready. We're going to start with something nice and simple, okay? The Indiana Pacers, they have already clinched Group A out east. That's thanks right to Tyrese Halliburton and company, just offering up some of the most exciting basketball night in and night out that we've seen all season. And then it stays pretty straightforward when we turn to Group B. If the Bucks are able to do what they couldn't do last season and beat the Heat, Milwaukee will be able to punch their ticket to the knockout round. But if not, okay, this is where it gets messy. Speaking of messy, the Celtics, they were the favorite, right, entering the tournament. But to clinch Group C, they need to beat the Bulls by at least 23 points and also have the Nets take care of the Raptors, okay? You got all that? Don't worry, those Celtics fans. If both those things don't go Boston's way, there's still a way for them to get in that whole wild card mix for the fourth and final spot. That's just along with like 9 other Eastern Conference teams. So maybe they don't want to get to that point. The Eastern Conference, 2/3 of it still alive heading into tonight. So clearly this goal of having meaningful basketball being played in November, it is working. But it is not just the East, because take a look at the West. The Lakers, they are the top seed. They clinched Group A. They have an undefeated record, and there's an 80% chance they're going to match up against Kevin Durant and the Suns, who have a comfortable lead in the wild card race. Okay, that brings us to this. Group B, it comes down to the Rockets and the Mavs game tonight. Whew, I need to take a breath here. If the Rockets win, they're on to the next round. If they don't, look what can happen. Zion and the Pelicans can clinch the group, and they will be in the knockout stage. All right, everyone just take a breath, get their notes together, all of that, because what that does is it brings us to Group C. If the Kings take care of the Warriors in Sacramento, they are in. However, it's not quite as simple when it comes to the Warriors' road to advancing. This is like a whole lot.
Do you need some water? You were like,
there's a lot to keep track of, so I really appreciate that.
Hydrate, please. Keep going, though. You're nailing it.
Thank you. I got you. You're the best. All right. You with me? Golden State, they can still clinch their group, but they not only have to knock off the Kings, they would also need to win tonight and get the point differential tiebreaker over the Kings and the Wolves. All the point differentials right here on your screen. The good news, though, for Golden State, they are heading into this must-win game at full strength, right? Draymond Green, he's back from suspension. It sounds like he's ready to just jump straight back in to some high-stakes basketball.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. A lot of fun. I think it'll be a lot like Game 7. You know, the atmosphere, just people, the excitement, the angst. I think the feeling that I am expecting is that it'll feel like a Game 7.
I like a Game 7. All right, I like that. For more on Draymond's return, we welcome in our reporter covering the Warriors, Kendra Andrews. Kendra, what is the plan for Draymond Green tonight?
Yeah, Malika, Draymond won't be under any minutes restriction tonight because he's not coming back from an injury, right? He has been able to stay in the gym, work out, keep up his conditioning as much as he can over the past almost 2 weeks. He told me that during his suspension, he only took 1 full day off. All the other days, he's been weightlifting, he's been shooting. He feels that he'll be able to make an immediate impact. But just as where those rotations come in, the rotation patterns, that's a little bit more up for grabs, right? Because the Warriors, they're still in search mode for a lineup that really works for them.
Yeah.
So Steve Kerr said that everyone's minutes, Draymond's included, will just be dependent on what's working and how the game is going.
Well, speaking of search mode, Kendra, Klay Thompson, right? He's had a little bit of a slow start to the season here. That's not totally uncommon for him, but in your reporting this morning on ESPN.com, you sort of detail how all of his contract situation, the slump, maybe it feels a little bit different. Why is that?
Yeah, well, as you said, you know, he is in a contract negotiation season. He wanted a max. The Warriors didn't give it to him. So now you see him forcing a lot of things, really just trying to prove himself, but it's led to a lot of frustration. You know, I've seen him sit at the end of the bench during timeouts by himself. I've seen him kind of slap himself on the head after he takes an ill-advised shot. The other night, he got into early foul trouble and he just threw his towel on the ground before exiting the court before halftime. And then you also see him being quite defensive with his role with the team, And just yesterday after practice, he got into a little bit of a back and forth with another reporter when he was just asked about the patience Kerr has had with Klay and all of the players, the whole starting lineup. Klay said, well, do you think I should be benched? Right? So there's just a little bit of an added pressure, a prove myself kind of mentality that seems to be happening with Klay right now. As you said, he's gotten off to slow starts in the past, but there's a little bit more pressure this season.
Yeah, it feels like if anyone can sort of shoot himself out of it, it is someone like Klay Thompson. But at the same time, we know that he puts so much pressure on himself. He gets in between his own ears. And so hopefully he can sort of set that aside in order to be that player that Golden State needs him to be, and we certainly know that he wants to be for his team. Kendra Andrews, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us here on NBA Today. Enjoy the game. I will be stealing that jacket.
NBA